Hello, welcome to the How to Grow Your Promo Business Exponentially with Online Marketing. We have a lot to cover in this webinar, and I put a lot of work into this, and I want to make sure that the information is useful to you and that you take action on 2 or 3 things that you'll learn here today that you can implement right away. My name is Gloria Lafont. I am the president of Action Marketing, and I've been in the marketing space for nearly 30 years. 10 of those years as a distributor. And as a distributor, I quickly grew my business at a time of a big recession. That was 2007, and that was when the market crashed and the whole economy crashed. And I did a lot of networking, and I loved it, and I was able to make great connections. And I also started experimenting online because to me, you have to advertise. You have to have a certain amount of budget to invest in advertising your business. Otherwise, nobody's going to know that you exist. But at that time, by then I had done a lot of advertising via the newspaper and also yellow pages. But of course, at that time, that was not an option because that was dying. So I wasn't going to put money into that. So I started experimenting online. It was all very new, and there was a lot of different things that people were doing, and I only did those that made sense to me. If it didn't make sense to me, I did not do it. It worked well for me. I sort of eventually figured out how to make this work, and I started attracting top clients through the internet. My biggest clients found me, and they were local clients, they were big companies, they were big organizations that were wanting to find a provider that would be local, somebody that could work with them. So that was really exciting. But I also continue to work with small businesses, which I've done for a long time, and maybe not micro businesses, but businesses that have maybe 10, 15 employees and needed some sort of marketing help in the overall. Some people that were starting out, all kinds of different local businesses. And I really, really enjoy working with business owners as opposed to when you work with promotional product companies that are buyers of promotional products that normally you're dealing with somebody that is a marketing director and it's a big corporation and they already have a marketing plan. So you're just a piece of the puzzle. It is nice too. I also like that. But I kind of like to help those that don't have the marketing systems in place and don't have a budget to have marketing departments and all of that. So I sold my business in 2015, a big part of my book of business, and just kept a handful of clients. And right now I'm phasing out that side of the business entirely to fully dedicate to working with distributors. So let's get started. Let's go over the agenda real quick. First, we're going to talk about why is online marketing important. Then the big opportunities for distributors in this busy marketplace. Then how search engines work. Then we're going to dive into the key factors for online success. And lastly, an overview of SEO, content, video, social media, email, and paid advertising, and where do they fit in your overall marketing success. Now, this is a lot, so it's going to be touching very superficially on each of these, but it will give you a very good idea of how it all works. So let's start with why is online marketing important? I'm sure you all know that search, social, and mobile have changed the game dramatically for the promotional product business. People now search online and people want to buy online. We all go to Amazon when we need something. I thought that this was an interesting stat that shows that just under 50% of every dollar spent online in the USA is spent on one of these stores. Of course, Amazon is at the top, no surprise there, but look at that, the top 10 stores. The marketplace has totally changed. You see how Staples, how Sears are online, Macy's, Office Depot, all of those are companies that are now online and at the top. Now, 32% of every dollar spent online is spent on Amazon. Now, why do I say that? You already know that that's the case, and But the point is that these companies are sort of teaching consumers how to buy in a different way. They're setting new standards in the buying process. Now, the competitive landscape for distributors has changed. We know that distributors have been kind of slow to adapt. Not only distributors, every kind of business, because it's not easy. It's not easy. You're busy doing your work. And then on top of that, you have hundreds of different platforms that some come and go. So where do you start? Where do you focus on with all this confusion? So people talk about each of these individual channels and tools, and at the end of the day, none of them are standalone. But people will talk about Facebook marketing, LinkedIn marketing, video marketing, and it's really marketing, and then you use these tools to market with, but none of them work by themselves. It's no surprise that a distributor would just go on denial, not want to deal with it because it's too much. It's where do you start? It's very, very confusing. So, then you have old timers in the industry giving trainings and courses on how to stay the same. Basically, I'm going to teach you how you can work around the different software and the different platforms so you can stay the same without changing anything. So you go on denial. Now, you know what happens when you're on denial, right? The world continues to evolve and you stay behind. And you know who else was in denial? Well, Toys R Us was in denial. This store right here is situated next to the pet store that I go every couple of weeks. I go get stuff for my pet. So I watched it slowly close down, kind of die. And it's depressing. Now, I am sure that Toys R Us had the means to hire top marketers to implement new things and to transform their business and to change and evolve, just like Walmart did and Sears did and Macy's did. But I have this theory that they did not listen. They just did not listen to any of the advice they received. And I think that because I have talked to a lot of different businesses that were dying, including many distributors, that then they'd say, no, I talked to a veteran in the industry and they told me that doesn't work. I don't have to do any online marketing. That's not going to work. That only works for imprint and the big companies. So there are certain facts here that we cannot deny, and I say competition is getting tougher. Old methods don't work like they used to. Small distributors are losing ground while the big are getting bigger. However, I think that distributors who actually start to market online the right way are going to harvest the low-hanging fruit, which is the people searching online. There are many people searching, everybody searching online, and they usually search because they have an event and they're ready to buy something. They're not searching to entertain themselves like they would, like if you were exploring going on a vacation. You start exploring and searching through all kinds of different locations and hotels and resorts. In this case, when they search for promotional products, anything related to that, they have a need. They're looking for a provider, right? So those are low-hanging fruit. They're ready to buy. So you want to leverage these prospects. I like to always look at the reality and the facts. And this stat, I think it's amazing. Business-to-business buyers are up to 90% through their journey before contacting a vendor. So they've done the research and now they're contacting the vendor because they're ready to do business. Also, you are being evaluated every day. When you meet somebody at a networking event or somebody sent you a referral, that person is going to go check out your website and they will form an opinion of you as a professional based on your website. So if your website doesn't talk about what you do and doesn't show your expertise and it looks like a cookie cutter website, they're going to think that you're a cookie cutter distributor. You just sell products. The products you sell can be bought anywhere. I'm back again to some facts. 80% will research a small business online before doing business with it. Now, in the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. I love this quote by Albert Einstein. I can't speak English. So let's talk about the big opportunities, with all this doom and gloom that I just went over. First of all, the opportunities are for those that are ready to leave this behind. You have a market that is saturated with the same products, the same images, the same description of the products, the same title of the products, same. Then distributors have the same websites. You go and, oh, now this company is offering a new website that looks really nice. And they show you the website and they give you a choice. They can choose between 10 different banners. So you choose one, and then there are thousands of distributors that are going to have the exact looking website with the same exact banner. Believe me, you think you are doing a great thing by upgrading your website with a new look, but if you are choosing from a catalog, then you have a cookie cutter website. I'm sorry. And you and a ton of other people. Now, this screenshot here, I took a while back. I was talking to a few distributors that were interested in our services, and I took screenshots of their websites, and look at that. They were all the same. They had the same. I'm sure you know that. I don't have to tell you. But if you walk away from this, then you will differentiate yourself and sort of get out of the stereotype. Interestingly enough, they don't only have the same websites, but they also have the same, they send the same emails. They post the same things on social media because you just buy something that's automatically posted and everybody has the same thing. They dress the same, they look the same. It's too much same. Cookie cutter, it's good for cookies, not to differentiate. So how do you differentiate? Well, the first thing you want to know is understand what your buyers want, because you want to reverse engineer. What do the buyers want? First, they want to do their own research. They like to go online and do their own research. They're going to call you later, but they want to see what's out there. Then they also want convenience in the buying process. They also want to know who they're dealing with. And I'm talking about somebody finding you online. A lot of distributors have absolutely no information about themselves. You go to the About page and all there is, oh, we sell promotional products since 1992. That's it. Doesn't say anything about who they are, what they stand for, nothing. Not even a photo. So if I meet somebody at a networking event and I'm interested in doing business with them and I go to their website and it says absolutely nothing, it's obvious it's a website where I just put my logo on it. So, hey, you have a catalog. Thank you. Now, they also want to have access to a human. We find that in our clients that have e-commerce sites with chat and everything, about 50% like to call before they order because they have questions. This is a business where you're selling customized things. So people have questions many times. So you want to be there to answer them. So they want to know they're going to talk to a human. And they also want to deal with experts. Everybody wants to deal with an expert. So you want to become an expert at something instead of a jack of all trades. You probably already are focused on a certain area. And it doesn't have to be just one. It could be more than one. The point is that you have to show that this is who we work with. You want to be an expert. Now, what else do they want? Well, it's interesting that they're willing to pay more to get a great customer experience, and that's by HubSpot. 86% of buyers are willing to pay more. So this kind of demystifies that everybody wants to pay the cheapest price and everybody doesn't want to pay cheap. People want cheap. So there is hope. So the market is wide open for those willing to invest time and money in getting their online marketing right, because very few are doing it. A handful of distributors are investing in online marketing. Well, maybe more than one handful, but not very many. So let's take a look at how search engines work. Search engines work based on matching keywords. They want to match a search term to a website that contains that phrase that people typed. That's, in a nutshell, that's the way they work. Google used to have one way of showing things. Now they have changed it because they want to customize it to the person who's searching, they want to really give them all the options. And you probably heard that they just rolled out a new update, and everybody's talking about it like a big deal. But let me tell you that that's been around for a while here in the United States, and now they rolled it out worldwide. And what that is that they want to be more detailed in the matching of the phrases. Make sure that they match the right one. Now, that is not an exact science, okay? But let's see how the search engines work. So when you type promotional product bottles, that is a product, right? That is a product. So they're showing you the first results. The first results are all ads. You see number 1, 2, 3, and 4 are ads. Then come the organic results. Then on the right hand side, you have actual ads of products that if you click on that, it will take you right to the product page of that company. Now, when you see these super low prices, when you get there, maybe they're not printed, maybe they are like a sample. It's interesting how now you can advertise your product right here, that it's going to take you right to your page. If you continue to scroll down, you continue to see organic results, and on the right hand side you have a little arrow that says more on Google, that if you click on that, it will take you to a product page, or this is a Google page, and it shows you a bunch of products. All of these are people that are paying, so you are competing with people who are paying when you're talking products. Now let's see another search. Trade show giveaways. I'm not specifically asking for one specific product, it's a little bit general. So still, I have my 4 paid results there. Actually, I have 3. I have my products on the right, different things that people are offering us trade show giveaways. And then a box appears, right? There is a box there that gives me a bulleted list of different items. So that's something that they're starting to do recently, and that is also organic. That is not paid. Also, if you continue to scroll, there are more products until you get to the end where you have people also ask, so they want to show you this to see if what you click. And then you have more ads. And then you have related searches to trade show giveaways, right? All kinds of different things that people have typed. So now let's see when I type something that is location based. It shows me something totally different from what we saw before. Again, we have our ads at the top, but we have the map right under the ads. And then within the map, Google My Business results. The first one is a paid one also. That one is a paid one, right here. Then comes the organic listings, until you get to the end where is another ad. In fact, here there's 3 ads, and at the end you have the related searches. Now, sometimes they have 2 ads, sometimes they have 3, so they keep changing this. Every day is different, but the format is pretty much that way. So as you can see, depending on your search phrase, they show you one result, one type of result, or another type of result. Okay, so now let's take a look at Google ranking factors. How do they decide which website to show? So Google works with there are about, I don't know, 400 or 500 ranking factors that Google takes into consideration, but we're just going to talk about the most important ones right now. So there's two things. One is the relevance, and this relates to the relevance of the search term to the content on your website. And then the other one is the authority of your domain, how credible it is. Is it a real business? So there are different things that indicate to Google that this is a real business. So for example, the backlinks, and these have to be quality links, meaning you don't linking, like for example, sometimes people say, hey, let's exchange links. You link to my site, I link to your site. That's very nice, but that doesn't really work, because this works if you link to or if a authoritative type of website links to you. For example, you are a member of the Chamber of Commerce, and you're listed on their website. So they have a link that goes from their website to yours. That is a backlink, and they have a certain authority in their area and in the eyes of Google, depending on how large the website is and how long it's been around. But this would be a link that is a good quality link. Then there's the social medias, the social signal. What this is that if you have a lot of shares and a lot of comments on your site, a lot of activity on your social media, then Google takes that as that you're a valid business and it values that. And lastly, the reviews. The more reviews you have in the eyes of Google, those are things that are another add credibility to your business. Now, as far as the relevance, Google looks for an exact term match, then also things that are very closely related and mentions in the search. So now Google kind of wants to have as much context as possible to show results. So that's where your content comes in. So the relevance factors and the keyword matching are things that you have full control of and you can change at any time. Those are on-page type of factors. And then you have the off-page factors, which are the backlinks that you would work on, and also social signals, the reviews. All of those things have nothing to do with your page, are outside of your page, but they help you expand your footprint on Google. So the relevance factor what you want to use here is, of course, content, and then keyword tracking. You want your content to contain keywords, and also analytics is a tool that you want to use to evaluate how things are working and where you're ranking and that kind of stuff. Then, as far as the off-page, you can build your social media sites and also do strategic link building. That's what we do. And video done the right way is also a great way to expand your footprint on Google. So those are the ranking factors. Those are the most significant. Okay, so now let's take a look at the key factors for online marketing success. There are 5 of them, and you will find that things overlap. This is not a linear thing because everything works together. That's why you'll see them repeated. First, I'm going to show you our marketing wheel, our online marketing wheel. Then the 3 core marketing areas, the buyer's journey and lifetime value, differentiation, and analytics. Those are the 5 things. So starting with the online marketing wheel, this is my own thing that I kind of did to be clear on the job of each of these things and what's important. So at the center is your website. So the website is at the center because your website is your hub for all the content you're producing, and it's your place of business in today's marketplace. Your website is an extremely important asset that you have. So that is why it's in the center, because everything you do is to drive traffic to your website, which is where you're going to sell. That's the job of your website. It's open 24/7. So the job of the website is to convert. We call a conversion when somebody goes to your website and then converts to a call, to a lead, to have some sort of a communication with you. Now you have a name, you have somebody that you were talking to, so the website converted someone into a lead. By the way, if you want to know more about how to lay out your website, the elements that make a website really effective, we have a checklist. I want to have it linked on the replay page. We'll give you a good idea of the things you need to have in your website. Okay, so the next layer is the SEO, which means the optimization. That is really foundational, just like your website. The job of the SEO is to help you get found when people are searching. The next layer is the online promotion that you achieve via social media and also via paid ads. So social media and paid ads and the online promotion help you get discovered. As people are spending time in social media, which they do a lot, they will come across your posts, your ads, and that's how they discover you. So there you have it. That's how it all works together. Second factor for online marketing success is being aware of the 3 core areas of marketing. There are 3 core areas of marketing that every company, big or small, needs to address. First, there is your brand positioning, who you are in the marketplace, and your reputation. If I had to describe What a brand is, in one word, is your reputation. That's why it's very important, and you have to constantly be developing your brand positioning. Then you also want to be maximizing your clients. In this business, that is extremely important. That means the resale and repeat business from your own clients. So you want to market to your own clients. You want to have that contemplated. And then you also have to reach. You will always have to be looking to add new clients. You want to have a plan to reach out and expose your business, spread the word out about your business, so more people know about your business today than they did yesterday. So those are the three areas. So I kind of organized it in this blueprint, and this is what we use in my business to evaluate when we have a new client and find where the gaps are. I think it's easier to do it like that. And again, this is not like you have to finish one and then do the other. Many businesses have a little bit of each of these, and sometimes you have to maybe focus on one layer. Like if you've been around a long time and you don't have a good system to maximize your clients, then you need to focus on that and the business that can bring you. When I was in my distributor business a few years in, I decided to focus on my existing business. I started this whole plan, and that year my business more than doubled. But then the next year, I had to go and start focusing on reach because I had maximized my clients by that point. The point is that you have certain things that you do regularly to your clients every quarterly, or you send them something and you have something in place to maximize your clients. So then to reach, it would be all of the inbound marketing efforts that we're talking about today here, and also outbound, because you still have to send mail and do other things to follow up with people, right? Which would be outbound kind of stuff. And any paid advertising that you may be doing. So all of that is with the purpose of reaching and getting noticed. Then your brand authority, which is at the foundation. You have to also continuously be working on your website, improving your content, refining your message, and that kind of stuff. Factor number 3 is the buyer's journey and lifetime value. This is an important factor. When you start making calls and contacting people on LinkedIn, making connections, can we jump on a call so I can sell you something? And they don't answer you, it's because they're not ready for you. They're not ready to talk to you. Many times they don't have a need. It's important to understand where may they be at that buyer's journey. They could just be very happy with their provider. They may be evaluating changing providers. So you want to have ways of addressing each of these in your content, in your promotions. You want to address people that are at any of these stages in some way. There's also another factor, which is the lifetime value of a client in the promotional product business is very, very high. If you've been in business for 10, 15 years, you may have clients that have been with you that long. It's important to know how much a client is worth to you and how much would you actually pay to get a client like that. That if you're not clear, sometimes somebody may be talking about a self-promo that they did and a mailer that they did, and somebody would ask, so what was the ROI? How many clients did you get from that? So if you only get one client and then you spent $1,000 in that promotion and you get one client, and that client ordered a small order to try you out, but it's a big account, you stand to do a good job and earn their trust, and then they start placing orders with you. That's what you have to look at. You can never ever base the results on the first purchase that they made. Number 4 factor is brand differentiation, and we talked a little bit about before. You have to not look like everybody else. So how do you differentiate your brand when you sell the same things everybody else sells? The first thing is to be very clear on who your buyers are and how do you help them. What are the problems that they have that you solve, or the needs that they have that you fulfill? You also want to have a very clear marketing message that communicates to those buyers how you are the best choice. And providing great customer service is not a differentiator. That should be the least you can do. And being able to put your logo on anything, even less. So you have to kind of go a little further. Again, another differentiator is your reputation. Your face. Imagine, nobody has the same face as you. There cannot be any better differentiator. So show your face. Don't be afraid of it. And also having original brand imagery, like your face. Instead of using stock images, no matter how nice they are, don't use them. Try to do your own thing. Hire a designer, pay him to create nice branded graphics for you. It's going to be a very well worth it investment. It's going to give you many returns. So to differentiate, you basically start here. Audience, message, medium match. That's the secret. This is nothing new. This is direct response, the basis of direct response marketing. I learned it from Dan Kennedy. So factor number 5 is the analytics. Google Analytics gives you a lot of information about the activity, who's on your website, how your website is performing, how many visitors, where are they going. And now they have many tools to evaluate different things. And they used to be Google Webmaster. I still call it Webmaster. Now it's called Search Console. This is something that is getting very, very elaborate and very, very granular. But in essence, what you want to look at is, first of all, the visitors. How many people are coming to your website? How much traffic do you have? So you also want to know how many new visitors versus repeat visitors. How long did they stay on your site? How many pages they visited? What was the bounce rate? And where did they come from? How did they get to your website? In addition to that, you also want to look at your keywords and how many good keywords are you ranking for? What position are you ranking at? How many clicks do you have on those keywords? What is the competition doing with that? How are they performing as far as the keywords? So all of that information you can get through these analytics. And then you also want to know the conversions. Now this you won't get in the analytics, but you want to add that to all of your indicators. And the conversions would be how many calls, how many chats, how many forms they filled, subscribers, if you have a subscription box for newsletters, and of course, how many sales came from that. So this will give you a good picture of total traffic, and then how many converted from the people that visited, what is the percentage, and that sort of thing. By the way, the average conversion rate is about 3%, 3 to 5%. So also the other thing that you want to measure is social media. And I have this example here of an organic post of a website that at the time that I took this screenshot had 189 likes, not very many. Then they had this one post where they had 672 post clicks. That is crazy. So you want to see what made it so engaging, and then use that information to do the next one. Okay, so now let's take an overview. Let's go at SEO, content, video, social, email, and ads. And of course, this is going to be very, very high view, superficial, because each of these deserves to have its own webinar. We're going to start with SEO. You know, it's all about matching keywords. And I wanted to just go a little further, show you what do you do with the keywords. Once you determine the keywords, you put the keywords in the titles of every page, and that's how Google matches your keyword to your page. Also on your description, we talked about the Google ranking factors. We already touched touched on that. And I wanted to add that for local, Google My Business plays a very, very big role. Also, the reviews are extremely important. Reviews are inside of your Google My Business page, and also the consistency of your name, address, and phone throughout all the directories on, that online. In essence, you want to maximize Google My Business as much as possible. You want to build out your Google My Business page. You want to ask for reviews. You want to post regularly. You could all post with automatic tools like Hootsuite and Buffer and whatever tool you're using. And that is going to be fine. But you, every once in a while, you want to go in and maybe add a comment. Now they have buttons that you can add to the posts that will like learn more, make an appointment. And so you want to visit this regularly, explore it, and keep adding, because Google is always going to favor those who use their own, their things and all of these things that they're producing. So you want to build that out as much as possible. So if it has 5 boxes to fill out, fill those 5 boxes with as many words as possible and is allowed. Also, if it has space for 10 photos, put 10 photos on there. So all of these things help, and sometimes you may wonder who sees your Google page and how it shows, but it doesn't really matter. Because Google uses that information to give you credibility. It rewards you for it. Now we're going to talk about content. Of course, we have to talk about content, and this is an extensive topic, so I will go as fast as I can. But as you've heard, content is king, and that is 100% true, because your marketing is centered around content. Content is the secret sauce. The right content, though, because as this stat shows, 30% of business-to-business buyers have ruled out a provider because of poor quality content. So you don't want to be that guy. So how can you make content relevant? You go back to here. This is how you make it relevant. You make sure that you're talking to your target audience. You make sure that you know your target audience well, that you know their interests, so that you can make sure that your content connects to them. So how do you develop a target audience or a buyer persona, like they call it now? This is, first you would look at the type of company that they work at, their position within the company, what's important to them, business related and personal related as well. What does a day at work looks like for them? What questions do they ask you and in general about their as they relate to your services? Who do they answer to? Do they have to put up with red tape? Sometimes they have some sort of a chain of command and they are limited to as to the decision making. So you want to know how all of that works, because the more you know, then the more you can figure out how you can help them and what can you do to help them. And that what and how you help them becomes part of your marketing message and your value proposition. So once you have content, you start creating content, this is going to be information that's specific for them. That would be the what. Now for this, you also want to know your best keywords. We go back to the keywords, right? You want to know, the keywords give you information as to how people talk and what people type. So you want to use the same language, and it's also going to give you ideas on the interests that people have, and then you can develop your topics around that, and it just gives you that much more information to have well-rounded and documented content strategy. So ways of looking at what they're typing on the browser, because that's what you want to know. If you type something on the browser, like I typed custom logo shopping bags, you will notice that a screen opens and Google gives you a few options there of things that people have typed frequently. But for example, If I do trade show giveaways, it gives me a whole long list of different things, different options, ideas for 2019, trade show giveaways that work. So people want to know. They're not just looking for products. They want to know how to make it work, and they want things that are unique. So this gives you great parameter. I hope that you're getting ideas from this. Another place to look for what people are searching is at the bottom of the page that I showed you before. You will see these little links, and those are also things that people are typing. Okay, so, and then you go back to your Google AdWords reports and the keyword planner, and then you see how many searches are there on those keywords, and that's another parameter. None of this is an exact science, so you have to kind of come to your own conclusions, so to speak, based on all this information. So let me give you an example, because once you are determined your main topic and your main area of specialty, you want to come up with 3 to 5 topics around that. That's how you become an expert, because both Google and your prospect go to your site and they find a lot of information related to that they're interested in, and that makes you a specialist. It makes you somebody that is an expert. So ideas, you can have here's five topics. Boost display ideas. You can develop many blog posts around booth display ideas. Same with giveaway ideas, promotion ideas. Promotion would be promoting the fact that you are at the trade show. Lead capture type of activities, follow-up ideas. So each of these could generate an X number of blog posts, and then you have all this information that is really useful for your visitor. I hope that gives you ideas. Now, the vehicles, how you deliver the information. There's many ways to deliver the information. It could be a blog post, you know what that is, but also newsletters, video, infographics, ebooks, checklists, research reports, etc., etc. You can take one blog post that talks about affordable trade show ideas, and then you send it out in the newsletter. You do a video showing the ideas. You do an infographic with the ideas. You can write a book, take a few articles on the post and come up with an ebook. You could also have checklists, how to staff your booth, or how to have some sort of a planner that you give people that is a one sheet. Don't give them pages and pages. Make something that is easy to consume. So here you have ideas on how to deliver the information. And what I'm trying to do with this is to show you that you need to have your main topic, and then with that topic you are going to kind of dice the topic and slice and dice and use it in many different ways. Always the same topic, that one topic. That's how you achieve audience message media match. Okay, so let's move on to video. A lot of people are doing video these days. Everybody wants to do video. Everybody should be thinking about doing video, that's for sure. But I see that a lot of people are, okay, I'm gonna do a video, and then maybe they get somebody that offers them, hey, we can do a video really cheap, for $200 we're gonna give you a really cool video, and then oh, that's awesome. And okay, so what is this video gonna be about? I don't know. So the first thing you want to know is, what is the purpose of your video? Why are you doing the video? What are you looking to communicate in the video? That would be the number one thing. Again, we go back to having topics. Those are things that we're going to talk about. Now, let's give examples of having a video plan. You can have a company explainer, like a welcome to my company on your website. If you are the owner and you're welcoming the person to the website and telling them how you help them and what kind of business you work with and that kind of stuff. You could also have case studies that you show in a video. And this could be slides where you show the different things, and you show the images that zoom out. That makes a great video. Also product videos. Again, just shots of videos that zoom out and move throughout the slides. Then you can also have a video about your story. Everybody talks about storytelling, and this is where it goes in the promotional product business. Nobody cares about anything, any story thing about a promotional product company as a whole, in a big picture. But your own story, how you started, why did you start this business, what do you like about the business, that's your personal vision and your personal kind of touch and flavor that you bring on the business. So that makes a really good video, or more than one video. Also, tips and advice. You can have a weekly video giving people advice how to use promotional products, and you can have so many different things that you can come up with. You can list I don't know, 20 different tips that you could come up with. Very brief, less than a minute. And Tuesdays, Marketing Tuesday, and you show something. You get the idea. Also, product demos. Suppliers have really awesome product demos, and you show the product, how it, how it's used, what it is for, how it's made. You could use the suppliers' videos. Many of them, they want you to use them, and you can either kind of add your own slide at the end with your logo. If they allow you, you have to make sure that you have the approval of the supplier. They're probably going to say yes. Or you can just use it as it is and put it on your website as part of the product description. But those things help out a lot. Now, when you do a video, you want to optimize it. When you put it on your video on your YouTube channel, has to be optimized. And if it's done properly, if the optimization is done properly, those videos are going to rank very, very fast. It's really incredible how fast you can rank a video if it's done properly. It's incredible. They don't stay at the top very long at the beginning, but it does help your site come up. Okay, let's go on to social media. And here we go again. This probably needs more than one webinar for each kind of channel, which we have some tutorials on our website that are going to be outdated very soon. But it's all about the essentials, and the essentials don't change. I find that as much as everything changes and the algorithms change and a lot of things change, the foundational stuff does not change. So the purpose of social media is to get noticed, as we saw before, to pique interest of people, to build your brand awareness, and to differentiate, to show your differentiation. So once again, if you are subscribed to a service that posts automatically the same exact post that they're doing on few thousand distributors, that is not differentiation. Even if they're putting your logo on it, that is not what I'm talking about here. Okay, so the effective use of social media, you are looking to engage with other people, you are entertaining, informing, enabling, you are educating, delighting, selling, and amplifying your message and your business. Okay, moving on to email. Now, a lot of people don't think email is worth it, and we go back to our 3 core marketing areas and the amplification of your existing clients. You need to send emails to your client base and prospect base as well. If the emails are done right, done properly, you can get 35% open rate is what we normally get for our clients. And of course, these are not cookie cutter emails. You have your own email with your own brand, with your own style, with your own conversation. And you have to have products on your email because you sell products. The way that you make money is selling products. People come to you for product ideas, so give it to them. So email is something that you have got to incorporate, and it's part of maximizing your clients and also nurturing your leads and prospects. Okay, also you can send emails to ask for reviews, to encourage referrals, All of that is done via email. Companies using email to nurture leads generate 50% more leads and at a 33% lower cost. So email is effective. Okay, let's move on to paid advertising. And boy, is this an extensive topic. So we're going to just fly through it because it's a lot. Paid advertising includes advertising on Google and also on social media. Each platform lets you advertise. Now, on Google, they have gotten very sophisticated. You can, of course, have paid search. You can have product ads on Google like we saw before, and you will also do retargeting. Now, again, you need to know your best keywords because for the ads to be effective, you have to know what the keywords should be that are going to match the search. Here you have an idea from AdWords. You see how many searches, you see how towards the right you'll see the suggested bid. That is the average dollar cost of each click. So every time somebody clicks, you're going to pay $6.48. Now, mostly people click because they're going to buy, and I don't have the exact numbers here in front of me, but you never know exactly how that's going to work because, again, it's not an exact science. Initially, you want to start small, and then until you dial in your ads and your title, in other words, your headline, your call to action, your images, then you can scale the ad and invest more money. So we usually like to start with about $500 budget ad spend, and then you can see how that's working, and you make your adjustments. Anything less is not going to give you enough data. You investing less money, it's not going to give you anything that you can take as an indicator to move forward. Maybe you want to make a few sales and you put an ad and you're happy with that. But if you want to do this and really maximize the benefits of it, then you have to do it a little bit more planned. We are Google partners, so my ad specialist, he is very versed in this, has been doing it for a long time, and this changes all the time, so you have to monitor your ads. So as we saw before, these are different types of ads, and the product ads are completely different, and you go to a different place to put an ad as a product ad that's going to go to your website. It works in a very different way, completely different way than the other ads, the regular ads. Just so you know. Now, the last thing I want to talk about ads, and I think this is something everybody should do. You should all be retargeting, and I'm sure you know what I mean. You go to a website and you see this really nice pair of shoes, and then you leave the website and those shoes are following you everywhere. They're following you on Google, they're following you on the news feed, the news site that you're reading the news, it's following you on social media, and that is what retargeting is. Somebody left your site and they got distracted or whatever, so you want to remind them that you exist. Now, you can do this in a non-annoying way, and we have ways of doing this so that you're not constantly on their face. You just show, you space it out and change your images so that you give it a little variety. But this is very effective, and it's not that expensive. It's not really expensive, actually. Okay, so much for paid advertising for today. You could actually advertise in every single one of the platforms on social media. Facebook's still very, very good. Instagram is amazing. Pinterest is awesome. Yes, I have all these adjectives. LinkedIn is expensive. I actually think LinkedIn is overpriced, but it's also effective. So like I said, a lot to talk about in here, but we are not going to go any further right now. So to wrap it up, this is going back to our marketing wheel. This is where everything goes. This is how you organize and plan your online marketing. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that this really helped you. Because the point is that with a strong focus on SEO, branding, and conversions, you create an ecosystem of touch points that's strategic and tuned in to your ideal client buyer cycle. They found you online, then they see you on social media, and that's how you dominate your marketplace, by being seen everywhere. It looks like you're everywhere. And to me, the way this is like you're planting seeds. If you're starting out, or when you're starting out and you're doing all these things, you don't see a big result immediately, unless you're doing paid ads, of course. The seeds start to grow. One day you have a nice harvest. You have to take care of it. You have to tend to the garden for it to grow. So you have to be on top of it for it to really flourish. And then eventually seeds start to propagate, and all of a sudden you have trees everywhere, and that are taking people to your website. And I think that's a really good analogy, because that's kind of the way it works. You expand your footprint, and you create all this net of links that bring people back to your site, that connect. You expand your net around the internet. That's all for today. To recap, how to grow your promo business exponentially with online marketing. We talked about why is online marketing important, the big opportunities for distributors, how search engines work, the key factors for online success, the online marketing wheel being one of the factors, the 3 core marketing areas, the buyer's journey and lifetime value, the differentiation and the analytics are the key factors. Then we did a quick overview on SEO, content, video, social media, email, and paid advertising. Now, I would encourage you to pick 3 areas that you are going to implement in the next 30 days. Because if you just watch the webinar and do nothing, nothing is going to happen. So I really, really would love to hear what 3 things are you going to implement. If you're looking for help with implementation, let's have a conversation. We'll do an online presence audit, and then we'll discuss where you are, the gaps, and what can be possible. Please fill out a form in this page, but please note that this is for those who are interested in making a change in the near future, and they're prepared to make an investment in their business. If you're looking to do it yourself and you're not really looking to hire anybody to do it, then I recommend that you just, which is perfectly fine, by the way, nothing wrong with that at all. And we have a lot of information and resources that we put together that are totally free, they're on point, so check those out. And you can also ask any questions in our private Facebook group. And I prefer that you ask on the group and not DM me, because when I answer, the most people that can hear the answer, the most people that I can help and that you can help by asking your question. So I encourage you to do that. But if you are looking to go to the next level, fill out the form and we'll be in touch. So that's it for today. Follow me on social media. I'd love to connect with you. I'd love to hear what you thought of this webinar. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this was valuable. Bye now.